All right, welcome everybody. I'm Radtke, More Prospects Now, okay, and we're going to be talking about video. Now, just a couple of disclaimers before we get going, okay? We're going to share, I figured the best way to do this, if we started teaching you about video, we'd be here for the next 4 months, 8 hours a day, and we still would not have covered it, okay? So we're not going to try to teach everything about video. What we've done is pick 2 specific cases where video has been used to help get prospects into 2 individuals' businesses, okay? The first individual is a NARI member in Metro DC. He's Nick Bonadies. I haven't seen him around. Oh, Nick! Okay. And the other gentleman is Leo Lance, who is a NARI member of the Richmond chapter, okay? And Angela knows Leo really well, so she can confirm or deny anything that we're saying, okay? And we have 2 specific things that have happened with those 2 companies that video has played a role in. So we're gonna just give you them kind of like case studies, all right? Now, we're gonna focus on the video aspects of it for this talk. In the second talk, which is this evening at 5:30, I believe, we'll actually be explaining digital marketing in the whole process, and you'll see where the different things fit in, okay? But we will talk it enough that you'll be able to follow it today. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, and Nick, if I'm wrong on these numbers, don't worry about embarrassing, just tell them. But we're running a campaign right now for Simplify Exteriors, which is, first of all, and most importantly, a new NARI member, right? Okay. Right. And I have to share with you, this is off subject, but his first meeting was last month's, and when I woke up the next morning at 4:30, I already had a text from him thanking me for having him join, or encouraging him to join NARI, and about the energy that the organization had. So, bravo to all you people, okay? Because that's good. All right, so Simplify Exteriors, guess what they do? Anyone want to guess what Simplify Exteriors does?
Basements.
Basements, right. They do exteriors, you know, roofs, windows, siding, doors. Basically, that's it, okay? If you pay them enough, they'll do something else, but that's the main stuff, okay? The particular campaign, and we'll explain the details afterwards, but let me just give you the results of the campaign first. It started on Saturday, okay? Midday. So far, and I don't know, how many phone calls have you gotten on this, do you know?
I've been out of the office, but I know they've been coming in.
Yeah, a few.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume most of them came through the website, though.
Yes.
Right, okay. So far, we have 70 leads that have come in, okay? 70 leads since Saturday's, not bad. Of those 70, I'm going to say 45 are high-quality leads. And here's my definition of high quality. The person has said, I need to do X. I need a new roof, I need to talk to you about a roof, I need my roof inspected, I need windows, I need siding. They have actually expressed an interest in something, right? 25 of the leads, I'd say, are lower quality leads. Those are the people that simply registered for, and I'll explain the giveaway in a second, but they're people who participated, filled out the form, gave us contact information stuff, but did not state a specific need. Now that doesn't mean they don't have a specific need. It doesn't mean they won't have a specific need. They have they've now engaged with Simplify Exteriors and a prospect in the future. But I've defined it as I see it, that the 45 are high quality. Does that sound
Yes.
about right, okay? That 70 does not include the phone calls, and I know as a fact there's been a few phone calls, and I don't know exactly how many, but if people are interested, we probably can figure that out and share it on an email after that, okay? But how many people think 70 leads since Saturday are fairly good, okay? Yeah, and on top of that, when you take the average sale, we're talking, what, about $600,000-700,000 of leads. Now, that doesn't mean they'll all close, although his crew's pretty good. What do you think, 90-95% will close?
I wish.
Okay? All right. Now, involved in this, just to put it in place, involved in this is some Facebook advertising. Okay, so just for you, when you listen to what we're doing, I find business owners and people tend to like to know what's the spend, okay? Right now, it's costing about $10 against the high quality leads. We're not counting the low quality leads in this. But I'm willing to bet you we'll make a sale out of the low quality ones. Over the next 12 months, we'll probably get a sale out of the low quality. But of the high quality ones, where the people have raised their hand and said, yes, I need my roof inspected. Yes, I need to talk windows, what have you. It's costing just a hair under $10 a lead, okay? Which I think is reasonable, all right? Any questions about that? Okay, so you understand. So now we're going to show you how that happened and the role video played in that, okay? So the basic thing, oh, by the way, I have to, this is kind of the disclaimer, okay? Because I think those are remarkable results. So now comes the disclaimer, okay? Disclaimer is two things. Kind of like, has anyone ever taken a golf lesson? You've taken a golf lesson? Did the person teach you how to do it right?
Yes.
Yes. Did you do it right?
No.
No. Okay. It takes time and experience to actually get this stuff right. That's the first disclaimer, okay? The second disclaimer is I will tell you from, I don't know how many people know this, but I'm actually well over 30 years old. Stop laughing. Okay? Twice. 30, a little more than that, actually. Nick's one of the best clients I've ever had, as far as he does what he says he's going to do. If we need something from him, it comes there, and we'll actually talk about that during this a little bit. But, so I'm going to say the results, first of all, come because of years of doing this and Nick being so good. And a lot of the results, I'm going to say, also comes, Nick is somebody who is coachable. Is that fair to say? I do a little bit of coaching with him on marketing, but he has other coaches. He doesn't rely on one person. I mean, so these results are a team effort. They're going across everything, and it's never just one thing. All right? Okay, so the first thing you have to do in marketing is let people know you exist. Right? If someone doesn't know you exist, they can't do business with you. It's kind of like dating. If the two people don't know the other one exists, you kind of can't go on a date. You have to know, you have to be aware of each other, all right? And so there's been a continual effort to gain awareness. I'm going to say that probably the two biggest efforts, although there's a lot of referrals, okay, that come in, but the two biggest efforts are probably home shows and Facebook. As far as the efforts of letting the world know you exist. Does that sound right? Nick and I did not have a chance to talk before that. That's why I'll double check. Okay. So he has been meticulous at keeping email lists. If you come and talk to Simplify, they have your email address and you go on the list so we can email you. Okay, that's the first thing. Something I will say is unusual is for someone to actually have a well-maintained email list. And I'm not suggesting Nick's done that easily. It's really frustrated him at times how hard he's had to work to have that effective email list. But if you come in contact, they get it down somewhere. And when I ask him for the new email list, it's kind of like, and then the next morning I have it, okay? Because he's had to go and actually pull it out because, all right, but it happens. That's the first thing. Second thing is the Facebook. Most of the exposure on Facebook has come through videos. And I just want to kind of share what those videos are like. Now, we hired actually professional actors to do these videos, okay? So, we'll just go ahead, play the, no, this is the
show intro.
No, we want the Facebook. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, small glitch. These are going to be two Facebook, and you're going to laugh about the second one. Okay. That one, yep. Okay.
Hey, how are you? It's Nick. I get to give this homeowner fantastic news. So they called us out to take a look at their roof. Everything is in great shape. There's no wind damage shingles. There's no missing shingles. There's no hail damage. Everything is adhered properly. Everything is sealed properly with all the caulk and adhesives and stuff like that. This is a fantastic roof. I'm going to let them know it's probably got, oh, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years left in its lifespan, so it has a good amount of time left. It's looking really good. And sometimes, I guess, whenever we talk to homeowners and we inspect roofs, we don't find damage. Probably, oh, if I had to guess, maybe 2 out of every 100 roofs that we inspect do not have damage. So this is one of those cases. Get to give the homeowner some good news and let them know that their house is properly protected up here. And I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay. First of all, I don't think the actor was worth the money. I think he should have just done it himself. What do you think?
And the cameraman should be fired.
I'm glad you said that. Should the cameraman be fired?
No, it makes it look genuine.
It makes it look genuine.
And it shows you're up on a roof.
And it shows you up on the roof. Here's an interesting thing. For casual shots, we can statistically prove people react better to an amateur video than a professional. It somehow goes against every instinct in our body, okay? But they do because it seems authentic, all right? Now there are times, and later on we'll show you another one that for Leo Lance that was professionally shot, okay? So there are elements where you want a professional presentation, and there's ones where an amateur one actually adds to credibility. A couple of things about that video though. Did anyone notice anything unique about it?
On site, like happening
It was
right.
on site, happening kind of live.
Right.
Okay, something else.
Quick.
At an angle?
Well, that was that bad photographer that he wants fired. Okay.
Yes.
He was kind of telling us something before he told the homeowner. It was kind of like insider, like the inside scoop.
That's true. We're kind of being included in the event, in the sequence. I agree with that. Go ahead.
The recommendation was no work needs to be done?
Yeah. I gotta ask you, if you were watching a roofing company say, hey, no, nothing to be done here, what do you think immediately?
Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, these people can be trusted, all right?
And I hope that's my situation. Yeah.
And I hope that's my situation. I'm gonna say there's something else, and this will come out in the second video even more. It also suggests you should have your roof inspected, right? Because the people aren't going to come and just try to sell you a roof. You're actually going to get something of value, which is an honest inspection. All right? I think that's very powerful. Okay. What's the first thing, when you're thinking about a company, what's the first thing you want to know? I'm going to say there's 2 things you want to know. Well, I'm going to say that's the third thing, okay? I think the 2 things is, can the company do what I need done? And can they be trusted? The price really doesn't matter until those 2 things are answered. If I can trust them and if they can do it, now I want to know the price. Is that fair enough? Okay? So those are the 3 things. We have now learned in that video that they can do the work and they can be trusted. All right? I think that's pretty powerful. So this is pushed out on social media. This had about, and this, for anyone who does videos, you'll know this had 86 views on social media. 86 views for a free shot that took 2 minutes is a pretty good return on your money. It also had several shares, it had several comments, it had engagement, right? Which is critical. All right, second one, okay?
Hey, good morning. Happy New Year. I'm that guy with Simplify. My name is Mike. I'm back at it. Listen, guys, it's very important that you guys get your roof inspected every year. And the reason why I want to tell you this is because this homeowner had his roof inspected at the beginning of last year. He said around February. But as you can see, he's got some front damage on this roof. He has damage on the front part. Hail equals 15 plus. I think I counted about 18 hail hits or so. And then the wind damage was 25. And then you can see all the wind. Look at that stuff, boy. Ooh, Lord. Here we go. Look at that. And again, he said he couldn't see any of this stuff from the road. Now here's your soft metals, right? A little wet up here, so I can't really get a good indicator of some hail hits. But as you can see, there's a little bit here and there. On here, there you go, that's what we're looking for. See those round, ovalish areas like that? Like that. Like that. But now, check this out. I propped up some shingles to show you how bad this guy's roof is. And then some hail hits right there. I ran out of chalk, man. I got a mission shingle there, and you couldn't see it from the ground. That was the kicker. There's a nail pop, NPS nail pop. Look at that hail hit. Look at that hail hit. I mean, these are some big, gigantic hail hits. When you're looking down from the ground, you can't see this. You can only see this when you're up on the roof. Look at this. It's like the hail just kind of used this guy's roof to target practice. There's so many hits right here. Look at that. Oh, Lord, look at all this stuff. Look at that one right there. Oh, God, baseball bat. Or baseball size, rather. So, hey, listen, I'm that guy with Simplify. My name is Mike. Happy New Year. Be safe out there.
Okay, anyone notice anything about that one?
Doesn't know how to hold the camera.
Okay?
Vertigo.
Is that the worst video you've ever seen?
No.
Well, close? No. But it was pretty bad, right? If we were firing the cameraman from the first one, okay? It was so bad that it had 64 views, a bunch of shares, and comments, and likes. I think it had 7 likes or something like that. And so, okay? Push the darn button.
So even if it sucks, do it anyhow.
Yeah, as long as it's being done as an authentic live video. You don't want to do something that looks like it should be a professional video, like it's being filmed, and have it be bad. That looks like you don't, like you think you're a videographer and you're not, okay? But push the button. They understand. How much do you pay him to be a videographer?
I don't know, but he has another one online that's totally upside down. So.
Okay?
Maybe you don't post that.
Yeah. Okay? Here's my point. He isn't a professional videographer. He's a roofer. The people listening to it understand that. They get that this guy's not a professional. Something else stands out to me, okay, and I'll just say it. There's an element at Simplify, not as much as it will be next year or later this year, but there's an element that we do videos. This is just one of, he's a salesperson, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a sales guy, and what's he doing up there? He's doing a video. Okay, this is a corporate culture. They're pushing it out. They're getting the information out. Okay? That is absolutely critical.
Art, can I interrupt for a second?
I think you just did.
If you're having a hard time hearing back there's tons of seats up here.
Right.
Sorry.
And,
It's hard. 'Cause
and I don't bite,
their
okay?
workspace.
Now, Angela and Grayson do, but that's a different issue. Okay? Is this making sense to people? Push the darn button. Get the video done, get it up there. Now, that doesn't mean, and Nick probably has done this, he certainly will after this. I mean, would I go back and make sure he knows how to hold the camera? Yeah, I'd probably make sure would I tell him that, that was a little too long? That could have been 60 seconds shorter and covered everything he covered. I mean, there's things that can be done to improve that video. But it's out there attracting attention. That video is more valuable on Facebook than it is in his camera because he was embarrassed of the video. How many people would agree? Raise your hand if you agree. Okay? So, if there's one thing you take away from this meeting is push the darn button. Stop recording. If you're a little nervous, for a week, just record everything. You walk out, record yourself. You just keep recording till you get comfortable, even if you're not going to post anything with it, just for you get into the habit of doing it, okay? Because as you get into the more habit, it will become more comfortable. The other thing is, after this, we're going to send out an email that includes a bunch of resources. One of them, and they're not all More Prospects Now. Some of them, there's a couple of really good YouTube channels on videography and stuff. We'll include a couple of those trainings on how to shoot corporate pictures with, or corporate videos with your camera. Okay, that will kind of help you understand it. There'll be links right to those videos for you can just go and do it. But push it. Now, what is the purpose, just to kind of backtrack, what are the purpose of those 2 videos?
Establish credibility.
We hope that is a secondary one. but that's not the first one.
Get attention on Facebook.
Yeah, to get awareness, right?
So let you know they exist.
What?
Know they exist.
Let you know that they exist, okay? We also can pixel those people, so we now can market to them again. Do people know what I mean by pixel them? Okay, pixel is, and afterwards I'm going to give you the Art Radtke description, okay? If you really want to know the truth, talk to Grayson, who just left, about what it really is. But basically a pixel is just a little code you put on your properties, let it be your Facebook or your website or whatever, that tracks people that have come to your site or your video or whatever. So you can do what's called remarketing, which means when they're out surfing the web and reading about the LSU championship game, a couple of days ago, or about, whatever. Have you ever seen an ad for a company that you were just on their website, all of a sudden pop up? They pixeled you. They're now stalking you around the internet.
Did you know that, Jackson?
Okay? So they haven't given us the email address, but we can communicate with them now. Okay? So this is how we've built up our backlog of people that are aware that Semplify exists, which then allows us to use that for the campaign that we kicked off Saturday. Now, the campaign we kicked off Saturday is Nick is in a home show this weekend, okay? And what he can get tickets reasonably inexpensively because he's showing it. And I don't know the pricing, but you can check with Nick afterwards. And so what it is, we're giving away tickets to the home show, all right? And who are we giving away to? There's three groups of people we're giving away to. One is everybody on an email list, okay? People on the email list are in the email list. Why? Because they've met and interacted with us at some point. They either came to a previous home show, or we've quoted them before, or they have been referred, or they asked for information. Somehow they've come into the Semplify universe. So we have that email list, okay? They know we exist. So we send them an email offering them free tickets if they'd like to go to the home show. On the form, it says, do you have any projects planned? And again, we're going to look at the form shortly, but, okay. But basically asks, how many tickets would you like, but also what kind of project are you doing? And it's, roofing, siding, what's your time frame, next 30 days, next 3 months, whatever, okay? The high quality leads that I talked about earlier, those are the people that clicked that they had a specific project, in this case roofing, and they were going to be done in a time frame. Now we didn't really restrict what the time frame was. If they knew they wanted a roof and they wanted it in the next 6 months, we're considering that a high quality lead. All right? All right. So the first thing is we sent out emails to all. But the second thing we did was Facebook ads. And we did Facebook ads, we could use the retargeting, but we also used lookalike audiences, and which means it looks like the people in this group. We create another group that looks like that. Also, as people who own houses in specific areas and the like, so that's who we're showing the ads. And Grayson and Nick have been doing this, so if I'm right, it's about $100 a day is the ad buy, okay? Which maybe we should be thinking about bouncing a little bit, actually. We'll
talk about that.
Okay, because right now we're being limited by budget, okay? Meaning that, by 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the budget has been spent. And I don't know if has anyone ever paid for a roofing lead, like with, Home Advisor or something? I know Nick has. I think it's more than $10 a lead. Okay, somewhere like $140, $150 a lead. And you have the pleasure, okay, and you pay no extra for this. You have the pleasure of honing your sales skills because they shared that lead with 6 to 10 other companies. Okay, which I think your salespeople really appreciate. Is that correct? Where these people have only interacted with you, and there's a thing called reciprocity. Okay, people like interacting with people that have done something nice for them. Okay, now that doesn't mean they're going to pay $100,000 for a roof that should cost $12,000, but there's a natural instinct to like someone who's done something nice for you. Is that fair enough? Okay. So that's what. So that's where we're getting the two different groups now. the numbers, I think, if you still have them, about a third of them came from the email list.
It was more half and half.
Okay, about half has come from the email list and about half from the Facebook ads. Okay? And how many today? I think it was some ridiculous number that we've gotten today. 6 or 7. No, we had 11 driving down here. We've got a whole bunch more. See if you can figure that out a little quick. Okay? If you can. All right. Is this making sense to people? Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, though, is has anyone ever had someone go to a landing page and not fill it out? In other words, you send them to a page, you've had that, you send them to a page, you can see how many people have gone to that page, but I mean, I've had pages, I'm not proud of this, okay? I know you were thinking I was proud of this, okay? But I've had over 100 people go to a page and have 0 form fills. That's not exciting, okay? Has anyone ever had that type of experience? Is it fair to say it's infuriating? It's like, you know, all those people were good people, meaning that they had an interest to go. You don't click and go to a landing page because you had 0 interest. You go because you had a interest, and yet 0 people filled it out. Infuriating. So how do you get people to fill it out? Okay, has anyone ever gone to a landing page and not filled out the form? Okay, and why did you not fill out the form?
I wasn't sure if I wanted to give them my information or not.
Correct. Why did you not fill it out?
Don't want to be inundated with a bunch of emails from other companies.
Don't want to be, right. Why don't you want to fill it out? Didn't you raise your hand?
No, I didn't.
No, you always fill it out. Okay. What did you?
I don't, because I'd rather talk to somebody. So I'm just kind of researching and then I'll pick up the phone and call.
Good.
Especially if it's a house thing.
All right.
Whatever they were offering wasn't worth my information to them.
Okay. So, when someone goes to the landing page, we want to reassure them. So you need to tell them what's going to happen. But it's easy to write stuff, okay? Little quick fact here. By the way, one of the things we'll send you is we have a little infographic about videos, but one of the infographics is videos can increase the conversion rate. Conversion rate in this case meaning people go to that landing page and fill it out, can increase the conversion rate by up to 80%. So if you have a landing page without a video, you are wasting some money, okay? So Grace, I know you're doing something else. Can you show, this is the landing page, and this video is on the landing page.
Hi, how are you? It's Nick Bonadies with Semperfi Exteriors. We look forward to seeing you at the Home and Remodeling Show at the Bellis Expo Center, January 17th through the 19th. We're in booth 948, so please stop by and say hi. I'd love to introduce you to our team, and it's a wonderful show. This is the biggest show of the year in this area. There's lots of different vendors there that have all different things to do with your home. Again, we're at booth 948. All you have to do is sign up for the free tickets, and if you have any questions, please feel free to call our office, and we'll help you out with anything you need.
Okay? Very simple. In retrospect, I would include a couple of additional things, and Nick will smack me later for this, but we probably should have said, and we're not going to share the list with anybody else. We did. But I don't know, just a quick reaction. And Nick's not here today, okay, as you know. Did you get a good feel about Nick?
Yeah, he was smiling a lot.
You see, you kind of liked him for, you know, I mean, obviously you don't know him, but okay. What about you?
I really appreciated the offer because I'm kind of like to call. Hey, call if you have any more questions. Like it made you feel comfortable with the situation.
What about you? What was your reaction?
Friendly.
Friendly? What did you feel?
Yeah, genuine.
Okay. Do you see why people might fill out the form after watching that video that didn't fill out the form before seeing that video? Okay. So this is another video. See, people think of videos. They always kind of think of one or two things. Here's the basic concept that I believe you should follow. If you have a web page, there should be a video on it. Okay, people say, well, should I have a video on your service page? Yeah. Should I have one on my home page? Yeah. Should I have one on my bio page or the About Us page? Yeah. Okay. How many people ever look at the About Us page? Raise your hand if you ever go to the About Us page. Okay, a lot of people. If they list the people who work at the company, do you ever look at what they say about them? Okay, what if there was a video of them saying, you wouldn't watch it?
No, I'm not a video guy.
Okay, how many people would watch a video if there was a, okay, raise your hand if you'd watch the video, okay? Just imagine if it said, hey, I'm Art Radtke, I'm the owner of More Prospects Now. We're a digital marketing agency that helps small businesses grow, and I'm passionate about this. The way I got into it was I used to run an organization called B&I, Business Network International, and the most frustrating thing to me was when my members lost to the big box stores, because the big box stores had better advertising. The good guys weren't winning, and I wanted to help the good guys win, okay? And so that's how I got into marketing. When I'm not marketing, my wife and I love hiking in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and we love sailing. My son has a webcomic, and my son and my wife and I sail up and down the northeast coast every summer. And my daughter is a college sailing coach. She had raced in college when she, at Old Dominion University, and she was 4th in the college nationals, and now is the coach of the #7 team in the country. What would your reaction be? Do I sound genuine? Do I sound like it's not the, okay? Videos make it personal, and we tend not to, and there can be exceptions to this, okay? Now, how many people are surprised that Ed is the exception? Raise your hand if you're surprised. Ed, there's not a lot of hands. Okay. But we tend to not trust what is written. But somehow when we can look at the person's eyes as they say it, we have more trust. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the, it's just kind of, so you now see it. We gained awareness. We've now driven them to a landing page. We've now optimized. There was more stuff, but we'll send a link to that landing page tomorrow. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, just so people can kind of see what the landing page looks like and the like, okay? Which is a whole science in itself, by the way, how to get landing pages to convert. But videos, 80% improvement, up to 80% improvement, okay? So we now have done that. Are we done? Since I'm asking, the odds are we're not done, right? Okay, so now they've filled out the form, they've actually trusted Nick, okay? They say, looks like a pretty good guy, I don't think I'm gonna get in too much danger by dealing with him. So they fill out the form, they click it, and then this is what happens. This is the
Hi,
company.
how are you? It's Nick again. Look forward to seeing you at the Home and Remodeling Show. Thanks for signing up for the free tickets. When you get to the Home and Remodeling Show, walk in the front foyer area and you're going to see a bunch of booths there. There's one that's going to say Will Call. All you have to do is walk up there and just say you're under Semper Fi and give them your first name and last name, and they'll get you the free tickets. Stop by booth 948 and say hi to us. We'd love to introduce you to the rest of our team as well. Also, the show can get pretty busy over the weekend. So if you're interested in talking to us before the show about a certain project or anything and not get sort of in the mix of everybody else in the show, feel free to call our office. Either myself or one of our team members will talk to you and answer any questions that you might have. Again, we really look forward to seeing you at the show. Thanks for signing up for the free tickets, and we'll see you at booth 948.
What do people think?
Nice.
Nice, okay. Now, shockingly enough, how many people stop by and say hi?
A ton.
A ton.
Yeah.
Last we did this similar campaign. We've gotten better at it. This one's going better than the last.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. We've gotten better at it. But last year, I think we figured about 80% of the people who did tickets stopped by the booth and said hi.
80%.
80%.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Now, I did a similar thing with someone else without that video, and it was more like 20%. It just felt friendly. And how many people actually, if you had filled out the form, just put yourself in there, would you appreciate him describing the will call window and what to do?
Yeah.
All right? Is this guy, and look, we all know Nick and we know the truth, but just looking at the video, how many people think he's friendly and helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay? He actually is, but the video comes across that way. Do people see how you could take a decent campaign? I'm going to say this is a decent campaign, decent idea. How a decent campaign can just get geometrically better results by these changes that we've done here. All right? Okay. So, that's that whole process. I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm about to go to Leo. Any questions about that sequence, please.
All right, Nick, awesome. That's just awesome stuff. So this is great. The show's coming up this weekend. Knock it out of the park. Then what?
Well, I'm going to say two things, okay? First of all, you have to talk to Nick about that because that goes into sales at that point. We're out of marketing to a large extent. But I
Or
do
you're
know-
just so damn busy you don't care for the next 3 months because you got all these leads.
Yeah, like the
falling
next-
in.
Oh, when you say now what, you mean marketing wise?
Yeah, so now the videos are no longer current. The show's over. They can't sign up and get tickets. And now you've got all these videos on your website. You're enticing people. Do you already have a plan to, the day after the show to drop in maybe a thank you for visiting us at the booth, or now you're on to the next thing? Spring is coming. Look for this.
Yeah, I'm going to say a few things. First of all, the landing page disappears because it's no longer relevant. Okay, there's no show to sign up for. If you go on somebody's
And
website,
This landing page was part of your website, or was it a new landing page that you created for the?
it was created
Facebook
for this.
thing?
This landing page was probably
Just for this
created
campaign.
Friday night, Saturday morning.
I can answer that question. We use a marketing automation software that produces the landing pages. Once somebody fills out the form, it comes into our system. So what we do to answer your question is after the show, we do a day after follow-up by email. We have an automated email that goes out the next week on Friday, just reminding them, thanks again for coming to the show. We'd like to talk to you if you had any questions, blah, blah, blah. So it's totally automated. And only the people that fill out the form get those follow-up emails. So we're continually feeding them stuff. And then they also get added to our kind of main combined list. So when they do the newsletters and emails and stuff, they also receive that.
Was this Infusionsoft?
No, it's ShopSpring. Okay, and we can talk about that at another time. But yeah, we use ShopSpring. I will say we really like ShopSpring for a variety of reasons. But there's a lot of good software out there. There's nothing magic about the software. Yes.
Yes, sir. Explore Brandon Gordon, I'm the owner. For the About Us page bio video, how long should that be?
Most 90 seconds.
Most nice.
Okay, which brings up an interesting question. People always want to know how long a video should be. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's the answer that everybody loves. It depends. Okay, and here's what it is. People will say 60 seconds. But depending on where they are in the funnel, okay, drives how long it should be. If they don't know you exist, it should be as close to a minute as possible. If it's going on Instagram, it's got to be a minute or less, okay? So as short as possible. In fact, Instagram's videos most effective is 44 seconds. One of the things we believe is, does anyone know who Edward Deming was? Edward Deming was the person after World War II who couldn't find a job in the US, and so he went to Japan and rejuvenated their whole industry. The highest award the Japanese government gives is the Deming Award. Okay? He is a mythical person inside business operations, okay? Absolutely mythical. But his basic premise is without data, what you have is an opinion. Now, it doesn't make your opinion right or wrong, but it's an opinion without data, okay? And so we've got data on lengths of video. The most effective is 44 seconds, for an Instagram. But here's the thing. Would someone watch a 30-minute video online? I mean, I hear all the time, no. But I gotta tell you, my son was looking at $250,000 sailboats. He'd do a 30-minute video to find out more information about how they built that boat. Because he was farther down the sales funnel. He was more interested in more data. I mean, he was already there. Does that make sense? If you're close to buying, and we have a legendary company in the world of marketing and selling for contractors, is a company called River Pools, which a lot of what we do is off of it. The guys, one of the owners' name is Marcus Sheridan. He is legendary in the marketing field. Okay, and ironically, I bought a pool from him in 2006, before he was a marketing specialist. But I mean, he has proof that people will gladly watch a 30-minute video if they're about to buy an $80,000 pool. Not if they're just finding out about pools, then they want it to be 60 seconds. But if they're about to write the check, they'll gladly spend 30 minutes to make sure they're writing the right check to the right person. Okay? So the length of video really depends on where they are in the buying cycle and what are you trying to accomplish. All right? Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Okay, we started late, so I apologize for that. We're going to go on to Leo now. After we're done, we'll answer more questions and stuff, okay? All right, so Leo. Leo is a relatively new, beginning home improvement guy. He's only been in the business for about 30 years. And he was, and I don't mean to swear, okay? If you're sensitive to swear words, cover your ears right now, okay, everyone, okay? He also was the National Association of Home Builders Remodeler of the Year for the nation. Okay? Now see, the swear, in case you missed the swear word, it was NAHB. Okay? That is a swear word, right?
It is in my world.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
All right? So, this guy's pretty well established, okay? He's been a client of ours for about a year. And, the statistics on his, oh, you gave them to me here, right?
I did.
Okay. So just to give you an idea, this week, Leo has gotten 10 direct leads. Okay, this week, starting when was this? Was this the last 7 days? Or?
That's the last 7 days.
This is the last 7 days. He got 10 direct leads. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Last December.
The entire month.
Yeah, the entire month. He got 10 leads and 3 downloads. We have a book on his thing about how to do a remodel. And we got 3 downloads, okay? Which was up. When he became a client a year ago, he was averaging one lead a month and about half a download a month. So by December, we had gotten that up to 10 leads a month. And these were for kitchens, second-story additions, basements. I mean, these were real leads, really substantial, and 3 downloads. In January, and see, we're new to we're late to the video game, but we're there now, okay? So in January, we started doing videos for Leo, okay? Now, like anything in the digital world, it's never one thing. I wish it was, because it would make it easier to figure out what's happening, okay? But we changed 2 things on January 6th, right? On January 6th, we changed 2 things. Number one, we launched a new website for him, which was designed using data. And when I say it that way because, remember, what do people want to know? They want to know, can you do the job? Can you be trusted? And how much? So we designed the website around those questions. I will tell you, it's somewhat irritating. And here's the irritating part. It isn't necessarily the best looking website, because to get those elements into it, you kind of have to break up the flow and the like, okay? So when you first look at it, you go, well, I've seen better looking websites. That's great. How many people here want to pay really good money for a great looking website? Raise your hand. How many people want to pay money for a website that really brings you in lots of business, okay? And you got to remember this. This is a conversation we have with clients all the time, because the gut feeling is a better looking website brings in more business, okay? So those are the 2 changes that happened on January 6th. So in December, 10 leads, 3 downloads. A year earlier, almost 0. Since January 6th, we have 11 downloads. So we had 3 downloads for the month in, in 9 days, or 8.5 days. We have 11 downloads of that. And when the relevance, just in case you don't understand the relevance, if someone's downloading a book about how to remodel, we're getting to position ourselves as a credible person on that subject, and we're engaging with them. Are you more likely or less likely to trust somebody after reading a 30-page book about how to do remodeling? Most people will trust you more. And got 17 leads, okay? I'm sorry, yeah, 17 leads for jobs. And I don't know all the jobs, but I know one of them was for a whole adding a second floor to a house. I know another one was a full basement. Most of them have been kitchen remodels, okay? So that's it. So what are the videos that we've done?
Social media.
Oh, yeah, and these videos, again, we use them, at this point, these are all been pushed out through social media. We are in the process right now of putting these videos on the website.
They're not even on the website yet.
No, they're not, that's what I said, we're in the process of putting them on the website. We will be using these on the website in different areas, but at this point, all these videos are pushed out through social media to get those, to be one part of what's gotten those results.
Which one do you want, the case study or the walkthrough?
Start off with the Washington case study.
Case study.
My problem with my old kitchen was I didn't have an Allen. And that's something that I really wanted in my home. I've been here for 11 years now. And I was like, oh, I just want an Allen. And then I had this big pantry that was just taking up so much space, and I just wanted more space, and I had to have my double ovens. I love to bake, and that was something that I just really needed. And it was just so dark. The brown was, like, I needed some light. I wouldn't have thought that I could have this type of kitchen in this space. I just thought I needed more space, and just knocking out the pantry just gave me what I needed. So I didn't have to move. I can stay right here in my home and just have a beautiful kitchen like I just bought this one.
That's why you did this whole project, is to be able to have family, friends in to entertain.
Leo is my 4th person that I have been researched, came out to visit, and when he came in, I said, yes, I'm going with him. Chantrell, she made me feel welcome. You just do what you do and just keep it going, and he'll do it.
She's got all these promises, I'm the one who has to With my vision, it was awesome. It was just a great experience ever. So I would tell anybody, go to Leo, because he definitely knows what he's doing. If there's a problem, he solves the problem. Like our use of storage.
Yes.
Your storage capacity is
phenomenal. Yes.
Tremendous change, a lot of functional issues. Window seat in another area of the kitchen to enlarge that, and so now you get to enjoy it.
Yes, I do. My double ovens.
Okay. Now, for that type of video, is it important that it be professional? Yeah, you probably don't want that one bouncing all over the place and stuff, okay? It probably doesn't need to win an Oscar, but you probably want that to be a little more professional, because we get that you're actually presenting something in a stage setting. We get that this isn't Nick standing on top of a roof. Does that make sense? Interesting thing, I've never watched that video in a room looking out, but do you know how many people were smiling at points during that video? It was really interesting. What do you take away from that video? Just give me some reactions you had to that video.
Fun to work with Leo.
You want to work with Leo?
It's fun. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Any other reactions?
She had a need and he met that need with what his ideas were, so.
Yeah, that's great.
And your client can be a great testimonial. People might be able to relate to her. She was warm and endearing.
Yeah, how many are in love with her? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, she's just, there's a certain presence about her.
And how many of you would do a purple kitchen?
Possibly.
Okay, we got two. We had 2 hands go up.
I did like her mixer.
Yeah, okay.
Her mixer matched the tile, which told me somebody listened to what she wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it, but it also matched the knives and the pots.
And pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything, okay?
Right.
But how many people have experienced a remodel?
Yeah.
Okay, can it get a little stressful between the remodeler and the client? Okay, did you get the feeling these two people really liked each other? Okay, and I don't believe you could get testimonials like she gave ad lib during the interview. When you see something written, a testimonial written, my feeling, this is just my feeling, that they've labored over the words when they've written that testimonial. This was off the cuff. Go ahead.
Has anyone in the room ever met Leo? He's a Central Virginia member. He was, you know, a great guy. As monotone and like not very, like we were making fun of him.
I was not making fun of a client. I was not making fun of a client, other than Nick.
Right. But basically, you can't tell, like, Leo excited looks very much like Leo bored to tears, you know? So I think it's great he brought in an element through his client. Like, she's kind of, you can tell she's...
And we spend a lot of time, okay, this is interesting, okay? Just a couple of things I wasn't really going to cover, but one of the things is there's a lot of evidence you should not script non-actors. Actors actually are skilled enough to deliver the line they've been given. Us normal folks can't. And so there's a whole process of how to get someone to do it ad lib. I mean, we spent a lot of time that day making sure the two of them were comfortable and understood the points that they wanted to cover, but not scripted. Okay, people always say, who's going to write the script? Is there going to be a teleprompter and stuff? No, no, and no. Does that make sense? That part of the job of the videographers is to be skilled at helping the people come across the way they're supposed to come across. There are a couple of times where what they said was fine, but the delivery of it just wasn't good. We didn't use those. We had them do them again. We did that interview 5 times to get those clips out of it. Okay? The one where he jokingly says something about, oh yeah, Chantrell promises and it's my job to deliver. Pretty funny line, actually. Delivered the first 2 times absolutely deadpan. I mean, I was going to sleep as he was saying it. I mean, you know, right? But we got it, okay? So that's why you need these done professionally, okay? There's different things that are better done professionally, different things that are better done amateurly, okay? All right. Now, how many people want to know more about that kitchen? Raise your hand if you're kind of interested in what goes into that kitchen. Just raise your hand. Okay, so about half. Let's show them.
This is the inspiration of this kitchen because my mom bought me these pots 2 years ago. They've been in the attic. I said, I'm not taking these pots out until I redo this kitchen. And here they are. And this was a must-have. Must-have. I do a lot of baking, and that's something I want.
This oven's even Wi-Fi enabled?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. My problem is I can't get Wi-Fi connected to my kids and put any food in them.
And the cool thought that you can pull out the Lazy Susie.
Yeah, these are some of our most famous well-worn corner cabinets. They have a maple shelf with a chrome guardrail for ease of access. And we put 2 of these in this kitchen, one in each corner, one in here and one over here.
Yes.
We added all this upper wall storage.
Very deep storage here.
High cut corners, so it's easier to access instead of having to reach all the way in the back. Oh, the purple mixers.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I had to.
You can also change the color on each individual light from soft white, cool white to even daylight. They all come on with one switch or you can control each one individually. I put the whole hood up and she had to have a crown mold. So I got to put it in twice. Now all the neighbors want to come over because they get the smell as they just cook.
Yes.
See her located conveniently in the island. You got also a little mini freezer.
Mm-hmm. Over here, and then a
double trash can bin, so you have your trash and recycling all in one location. Sliding utensil drawer. And this is the cutlery drawer here for your sharp knives. And it also has a secret cutting board right on top. So you pull that out, prep everything right here, and then it just disappears. This is the chef's pantry, where we've got huge amounts of storage, double up, pull out, storage in the doors, even in the upper cabinet. That's where we have some rollouts. They're all soft closed, all the doors and drawers, close it. So her husband never knows when she's mad because she can't slam the door anymore.
All right, so when do you show that video? After they've watched the first one, okay? What are the odds are that someone is interested in a kitchen remodel, they watch the first video and then the second video? What are the odds they're gonna give Leo a chance at that job?
I'm about to call Leo.
You're about to call Leo, right? Okay?
You hear that, guys?
Right? This is the power of video. Okay? Video, please forgive me, I don't know how else to say it, but it's a no-brainer, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because, you know, who loves change in here? I know Grayson's going to raise his hand. And the fact is we don't like change, but it doesn't not change because we don't like it. The world has changed. If you're not doing video, you're not doing marketing in 2020. You're doing something close, you're doing part of marketing, you're doing some things in marketing, but you're not doing marketing if you're not doing videos in 2020. It's just the way it goes, okay?
Second to change, most of us don't like to be videoed.
That's right, we don't like it, that's right. So, now, the last one, and then we'll let people leave or stay and ask questions, your choice. We still want to know that Leo is a good person. We think he is because he seems to have a great relationship with his client, but we want to know where his heart is as a person. So,
At Leo Lands Construction, we have a commitment to our community, and this year we are blessed to be able to assist Father Jim Begley in his time of need with this project.
I'm Father Jim. I'm the pastor of Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Church here. When I first arrived here 6 years ago, the bathroom tile was already starting to come. And this past summer, I fell and had knee surgery. But I'm very grateful that you came through for us, especially this donation is incredible. Thank you for coming forward and doing it for us.
No, Father, we were blessed to be able to help you this year.
Thank you for all people who donated the time and also the expenses of all the products that went into this project. So thank you very much on behalf of Our Lady of Lourdes Parish. Thank you.
okay? How many people would like to do business with a company that gave on a regular basis? Okay? There's another great video that we didn't do. And I say great video. It actually wasn't done by professional videographers, and so it's a, you take by the camera person. But it was last year's project where I don't remember the whole story. Angela probably knows, she's shaking her head. But basically the father had died, and had two teenage girls. It was tough. It's tough losing your father, period. It's tough. You could tell that they had a close relationship with the father. And they had to share a bathroom. Not that that's the worst thing in life, but you know, they kind of had to share this bathroom. And the mother wanted to do something to kind of make them feel better, wanted to redo the bathroom. And then she went and got it priced. Guess what she figured out?
It's too much.
Too much, she couldn't do the bathroom. And so, I'm sorry, I get emotional about this type of stuff. But Leo went, these girls deserve it. And went out, and I assume most of the people he recruited were nary numbers. But he went out and recruited the lumber, the toilets, the tiles, everything, and gave those girls a new bathroom.
And there was was an issue with the bathroom, if I remember correctly. Like, it wasn't just, we need a new bathroom for the
Yeah.
girls. There was something going on, and she just couldn't afford the repair too.
Right.
So he not only repaired it, he gave them the new bathroom.
Right.
And he did the video himself, and I kept getting takes of it over and over again as it was coming along, and they were trimming it and stuff. But
Right.
it's a world of difference from what I see here, but still, it was extremely effective.
Impactful.
Yeah.
And see, for that type of video, I'm going to say you don't need a professional videographer. Okay, because they get that this wasn't your business. It's not a, you're not trying to show your kitchen the best light. You're trying to show your position in the community, okay? All right, I've gone over, but I'm in less than an hour. I was told I had an hour, and I've done it in less than an hour because we started late.
We did.
Anyone who'd like to leave now, feel free to leave. If you'd like to stay and ask questions, we'll stay and answer questions. The only other thing I'll say is we have a video booth over here. We'd like as many people as possible to stop by the booth, and we're going to ask you 3 questions. One is, what do you need? And it's around the NARI Needs program, okay? NARI Needs is the recruiting program for this fall. So what we know is that we have a lot of remodelers in this company, in this organization, and they might need plumbers. There may not be enough plumbers. There may not be enough painters. There may not be enough roofers. I know that when Nick came last month, several people talked to him about possibly helping out with roofing and stuff. So if you have a need of any tradespeople, stop by and just say, hey, Mark Radtke of More Prospects Now Renovations. Doesn't exist, by the way. And, we need painters. If you're a painter, please come join NARI. NARI's members need painters. That's it. We're going to do this on social media. The second question we're going to ask you is, how long have you, well, it's a 2-part question. How long have you been part of NARI, and what's the single biggest thing that you've taken away from your NARI membership? We're going to use that to promote NARI. And the third one is, what's the biggest thing you've learnt by being a member of NARI? Okay? We would love if you would come and help us do that, because as I say, we're going to use that in a social media campaign to try to attract more members to NARI. Okay? So you're free to go, but if you want to stay and have any questions, I will stay and answer questions. Uh-oh, it's always dangerous when you talked about Nick, and then Nick's the one with the question.
Hey, I will just throw out real quick that the videos have tremendously helped our company. Art and Grayson pushed me, and I say pushed me because I was not up for doing these videos. A few years ago, I guess we started.
Yeah.
And now we're doing them very consistently, and I thought, who's going to watch some rainy, sideways video on a roof? We get people to call us up on a weekly basis and say, hey, I have been watching your videos, I'm ready, come up and talk to me. There's zero competition when that happens. So thank you guys, and it does work, and they get pushed out on our Facebook page or email list and stuff, so these guys are great, so thank you.
You say you push it out of your email list, so you're sending an email to a customer that has a link to the video, or the video in the email
No,
itself?
it's more of, well, actually, we're getting ready to do that. These guys don't know that. We're in the process of doing that. We've got a lot of things in the works, but for example, the campaign that we just did, we've been doing this now for a while.
Yeah.
And that drives all of our stuff back to our Facebook page, our landing pages on our websites and things like that. So they get exposed to the videos, I guess is a better way to put it. So when I say push it out, keep in mind that our company, it's become a company culture where when a video goes out, our people within the company share this stuff too. So it's going out to all of their friends, family, stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
Art, what about like Facebook Live? Like, I've been encouraged to do more and more of that. Would you recommend more videos and not using that part of that feature?
Well, that is video. I mean, people remember, you do Facebook Live, it records it.
Right.
More people will see it after it was recorded than when you're recording it.
But you can't share that to like YouTube or things like that, right? So is that the reason you would?
Right, yeah, you have to upload them. I'm not 100% sure, but
We'll get back to you on that. I think you can switch it to YouTube. Okay.
You have
I
to have
just
somebody
noticed
younger.
with social media, like, we went to a seminar and one of the things was encouraging you to just do that because people expect it to be off the cuff and.
Well, that, but also Facebook stacks the odds in favor of a live. They'll put live stuff into a feed more than they'll put non-live stuff into a feed. So that's one of the big reasons. Any other questions? Please.
Question, so is the reason you did the 3 videos, is that enough before you go for the kill, go for the close? Would you ever want to do more than 3 videos? Because at a certain point, right, you're watching a lot of videos and you're not trying to close them.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about that. you never want to go for the kill. But you always want to give them an opportunity to raise their hand and say they're interested. And so in all of this stuff, we're trying to get them to watch it, but then we have something next to it. If you'd like to talk to someone, fill out this. And we're always encouraging them to raise their hand. But we never want, and I know you were talking off the cuff, but we never per se want to go for the kill.
I did not mean kill.
No, I understand. I understand, but yeah, the fact is people know when they're ready. Remember I talked about river pools earlier? Here's a little bit of information that Mark has shared with me. If they can get someone to come back to their website, are you ready for this? 30 times. There's an 80% chance they'll do business with you. 30 times. And so they're out pushing all the time, pushing stuff out to encourage people to come back to go to their website. Because if you've gone to someone's website 30 times and watched their videos and read their articles, what are the odds that someone cold is going to walk up from another company and say, you should deal with me instead of them, okay? Now, Marcus pushes it to the point that most people find uncomfortable, okay? And here's just an example. He will do a blog post that says, you don't want to do business with river pools, that's fine. There's some great pool companies in Richmond, which he's actually out in Warsaw, if you know where Warsaw is, but a lot of his work's in Richmond. Here are the companies I would recommend to a family member if they needed a pool put in. And he actually lists the companies and tells you why he would choose them as a great company to do business with. He literally has people calling him up and saying, I was about to buy a pool from ABC company, and I Googled them, and your review of them came up. And it was so honest and positive that I thought I just had a really good feel about you. I then asked them who they would recommend, and they really didn't know who they'd recommend. Now think about this for a second. It's a pool company in Richmond. Do you think they know who their competition is? Yes. Do you think there's one credible competitor at least? And he said when they couldn't really tell me who they would use other than themselves, I decided it was time to call you because you were being honest. Remember, what's the 3 things they want to know? 1, can you do the work? 2, can you be trusted? 3, how much? In that order. They don't care if you can be trusted if you can't do the work. They don't care what the price is if you can't be trusted. Right? So it's in that order. Can you do the work? Can you be trusted? What's the price? And so we think you should be talking about price. I mean, Marcus goes through the whole thing. We encourage all our people to share price. Okay? Now, you say that, it's a kitchen as an example. I don't know how much your kitchen's going to cost. But we have ranges and we can give examples. Here's 5 kitchens we did. Here's the parameters of those kitchens, and here's how much this kitchen costs, here's how much that kitchen costs. We can educate them. If there's 50 things that go into the pricing, educate the people. What are the 50 things that go into pricing, okay? Remember, in today's age, you don't get to, it used to be, we've got some people that might remember this, it used to be that in sales you wanted to keep everything secret because you didn't want to tell them anything till you were in front of them. Remember those days? Now, if the person wants to find out, are they going to find out? Yeah. Your only choice is, are they going to find out from you, or are they going to find out from someone else? That's your choice now. All right? Any other questions? Please.
I was going to add something, Mark, something that we've talked in our practice as far as helping other businesses. We don't use videos or go out and do video clips and promote you or promote and put those, and then we cross feed to each other too.
Yeah, interesting enough, we just signed up a limousine company.
Yeah.
And the first thing we're doing is setting up a wedding directory where we're going and interviewing people who do cakes, we're interviewing people who do the wedding planning, we're doing bands and stuff, because guess what will happen when someone Googles Abby's Cakes? Our review will come up, okay? And Abby, by the way, loves us because we're out promoting her business.
That's right.
So absolutely fantastic.
Builds a relationship.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay. If you have any other questions, grab us going around. We'll be overdoing the videos in a moment, so please come and do that. And if it's a technical question, please ask Grace and don't ask me. Okay?
Thank you.